In Isaiah, God says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Our world is complex, and in our attempt to make sense of it, we often put on blinders to focus our vision. And this is true even in our spiritual lives. But blinders also cut a lot of things out. So what might be the perceptions which serve to embrace or shut out God or other people? What words do you use which, whether meaning to or not, serve to push people out to the boundaries of your life? And maybe at times push God out to the edge of your life. In our readings today, we have the story of the Syrophoenician woman. And this is a powerful story. And it begins as Jesus is on the move, having just challenged the Pharisees, the self-appointed holiness committee in the synagogue. He is crossing through Tyre and Sidon, beyond the boundaries of Jewish territory. And even in this Gentile region, word of Jesus has spread. And he encounters a woman, not just any woman, a Canaanite woman. And she lives at the very edge of several boundaries for him. First, she is a Gentile. Second, she's a Canaanite, bitter enemy of Israel. And third, she is a woman. When she approaches, she is shouting across the distance, maintaining a respectable distance from him, but all the same on a mission, seeking relief and healing for her demon-possessed daughter. And there is no fiercer love than a mother's love for her child. The woman pleads for mercy, confessing faith in this itinerant preacher who is shaking up the world. She acknowledges Jesus as Lord, Son of David. The disciples, perturbed by her shouting, want Jesus to send her away. And in an attempt to disregard her, Jesus responds. And I can imagine him just walking away from her, just saying this, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Basically saying, "You're not worthy of my time or effort." But she will not be put off so easily. As a mother whose child is suffering, she crosses the boundaries. She humbles herself and honors him as she kneels before him and pleads, "Lord, help me." It takes a lot for anyone to fall on their knees in front of another person and ask for help. Ask for mercy. Jesus is holding fast to his mission to the lost children of Israel, and he responds, "It is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." This is so harsh. But this distressed mother will not be deterred. And once again, she crosses the boundaries and she rebukes him. "Yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Bested by her in the art of discourse, and perhaps taken aback that she really crossed that boundary, Jesus answers, "Woman, great is your faith. Let it be done to you as you wish." She wins. She wins a victory not only for her daughter, but for all Gentiles, even for us. As in this moment, she won a claim on the compassion of Christ. And the door is open, just a crack, for the transformation of Christ's ministry to extend beyond the Hebrew people. And in the story of Joseph, you remember he was Jacob's youngest son, known for being a dreamer and Jacob's favorite. He was a pain in the rear to his older brothers, and they had had enough of his precocious dreamer little brother. When he had the audacity to tell them of a dream where he was Lord over them. And they came up with a plot to kill him. But Reuben, the eldest son, intervened, and the brothers sold Joseph into slavery. They took his coat of many colors, dipped it in blood, and convinced their father that Joseph had been killed. And now there's a famine in the land, and the family's in need. And Jacob sends his sons to Egypt seeking food. Without knowing it, they find themselves asking help from their younger brother. Joseph, who because of his ability to interpret dreams was welcomed into the court of the Egyptian king, he now holds the esteemed position as the overseer of the Egyptian king's resources. And because of his ability to see, the Egyptians had stored grain enough in preparation of a 7-year drought. And today he's revealing himself to his brothers. It is an emotional reunion. These stories speak to us in the moments when we in our mind are blinded to the beauty and gifts of another, or to the need of the situation or the time as it is now. As human beings, we have a tendency to be quick in thought, judgment, or word that create barriers or criticizes or even slays another soul. Jesus warns us at the very beginning of the gospel reading today, listen and understand. It is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person. It is what comes out of the mouth that defiles. Words have power, and we use them too freely in today's world. I had the gift this week of sitting down with someone who is a spiritual seeker. And it was the loveliest conversation because it was sharing, listening to one another, sharing a love of God and seeking God in the moment. In this person, being drawn to words that nurture, support, and love. Striving to remove barriers and lift up a soul. In Romans, we are reminded that the gifts and calling of God are irrevocable. Each person in our disobedience, in our moments of turning away from offering love, grace, or mercy, it is those moments in which we have received mercy and are called to be merciful. God always makes a way, but we can put up roadblocks with just a word. May we each choose our words carefully, thoughtfully, respectfully.